Alright, hello fun and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the Fireflies mod, which is being made by user C. Dante. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is an absolutely gorgeous new ambient effect to the world, which of course is fireflies. They'll be buzzing around you in the evenings as you wander around in the world, and that is pretty darn cool. It's an effect that honestly I never really thought too much about that was missing in this world, but once it's in, I can't imagine playing without it. It's just such a beautiful effect that really makes the world feel, well, more real. And I mean, come on, who doesn't love some gorgeous fireflies? As you can see them here in this clip I shot earlier of them just sort of buzzing around my character over at Sanctuary. It is just simply gorgeous and a very neat addition to the ambience of the game. And what I really do love about this mod is that it's not gonna put them everywhere. So if you're in, say, the city or along the coastline, you're not gonna find this firefly effect, as they're only going to appear in forests and inland rural areas at night. And that is, I think, very cool. A neat little addition so that it's not too overused, I think would be a good way to put it. If you had fireflies everywhere, it might get overdone and you might get bored with it, but it being only in certain areas is pretty neat. And there are actually on the mod page a map for where exactly you'll find them in the Commonwealth Nuka world, as well as in Far Harbor. So these are getting added in all over the place, and that is pretty cool. Now, what makes this whole thing even better is you can adjust what you're getting with the fireflies. Now, whenever you do install this mod, you're gonna get a new holotape called Fireflies that you can open up, and this is going to give you all the base options for this mod, so you can actually adjust when and how the fireflies do pop into the world. For instance, we have the weather settings here, where you can actually increase or decrease the likelihood of appearance in clear weather, cloudy and foggy weather, and even in rain, snow, or thunderstorms, which is pretty cool. We also have time settings, so you can actually adjust when exactly they are going to start appearing and disappearing in the night. Very nice to have those options. Now, we do also have density settings here, where you can control basically the chance of dense swarms of fireflies, and you can increase or decrease that. And then we also have a color setting here. If you don't want the more traditional yellowish fireflies, you can go with white, green, cyan, blue, magenta, or red. Which, yeah, I think is a kind of neat little thing, especially, you know, with the alternate colors here. It is the far-flung nuclear post-apocalypse. Who knows? Maybe fireflies in your mind of what this world should be are magenta. You can do that and have some fun. And the final option we do have in here is the fireflies disappearing in combat. If you don't want to get all, you know, sort of overwhelmed by too much visuals going on and distracted, you can turn that off so once combat begins, the fireflies disappear. And that is defaulted to on when you do start up this mod. Now, if you do have the mod configuration menu installed in your game, you can get all those same settings in the mod config menu. You can see here we've got fireflies and can go into settings, and of course this is a much easier way to control all of those same values that you had in the holotape. Rather than a button to just generically increase or decrease, we've got full-on sliders that we can adjust here and actually see the percentages that they're at, which is pretty darn cool. And these are all the default values that the game does start up with, but I'm going to adjust some of these so that we can get to some much cooler looking events with the fireflies. So let's pop up the firefly swarm to 100%, and you'll notice that the chance of a thin firefly swarm decreases. These two are tied to each other, so they balance each other out. So let's bring that up to 100%, because why not? We'll just have fireflies freaking everywhere. We can also adjust the times. I'll leave it as is because, well, fireflies should be at night, and by default, they'll start showing in at about 6 p.m. in the evening, and they'll start to disappear at 4 in the morning. And as for the chances up here, let's just crank all these up to 100 so we have some guaranteed fireflies appearing when we do teleport to somewhere else in the world to get a better image. Now, we could, of course, spawn them here where we're at normally, but if I just change the time now to, say, 8 in the evening there, it's not guaranteed that they'll start popping up. It's better for you to travel to a new area for it to fully kick in. So let's just take ourselves on over to Vault 111, as it's a nice wooded area, so very easy to get the fireflies to pop into existence there. And also just kind of a cool little area to have fireflies in. I think it is rather lovely. So let's make our way over there, and we should be surrounded once we do appear by pretty dense swarms of fireflies. And as you can see, they are starting to pop in. It might be a little bit hard to see them on YouTube, and in fact, maybe we should change their color here so that it's a bit easier for you guys to see things. Let's go change them from yellow to... let's do the red. That should be a pretty good contrast with the world there. And, oh, that's going to reset them. And excellent, they're starting to pop up. And lovely, we have fireflies beginning to pop up into the world. And you'll notice that even though I did make it so that it's a very, very high chance, 100% of dense swarms, it's still not overly dense. It's never really gonna just engulf the entirety of your screen because, well, that would be very distracting in the world. So I do like that this is basically the idea of a dense swarm of fireflies. It's still just a pretty, you know, easy to look through effect. You're not being overwhelmed by anything. And I do also like how the mod maker did get this to work. They actually recycled the vanilla radiation visual effect from the glowing sea and repurposed it and tweaked it a bit to, you know, make it into this firefly effect, which is a very genius little idea. And frankly, how did Bethesda not think of this? It's just such a cool idea to have fireflies around in the world. It's very cool. Adds a whole new level to the environment that I find beautiful and is just neat. Very, very neat. And again, I do also love that it is not everywhere in the world. Once more, maps are on the mod page showing you exactly where, but in general, forest and inland rural areas, and you'll be good to go with a just lovely visual of fireflies. But that's really all there is to talk about with this mod. It's just a lovely little thing. So if you'd like to check it out for yourself, which I'd certainly recommend you go and do, you can have a look at the link in the description as per usual. But that, my friends, is going to be it for this one today. Hopefully you all have enjoyed and you do come back for the next. But until that time, thank you for watching. And as always, have a good one.